Hello everybody and welcome back to Crusader Kings, where we have a rather large empire at this point, and we of course are working towards becoming feudal. Now we just got the Empire of Guinea out over here, and that gives us a bunch of de jure claims, which are very convenient for us, but we do need to start making our way into Kanem Bornu and Maghreb as soon as we can. Now, we do have Zarma up over here. This guy should really be our vassal. He's currently at war with Dendi, who is our vassal. So he's probably going to come into our fold very, very shortly here. Now, that's absolutely fine. We're a little bit low on our soldier count at this moment. That's understood. This is an acceptable ransom. This is not an acceptable ransom. And we're very close at this point as well to getting our scholarship focus to go up. That's very good. Now, we're working on increasing our development, which doesn't do a lot for us right now. Because we're tribal, development is ignored except for its effect on the supply limit. However, that's also not entirely true, because when we go into our culture here, we can see that we are currently gaining 0.36 progress when we do gain progress, because of the average development of Bobo counties adding 0.06, which is not a lot. But that's why we're working on our development, and this will pay off significantly once we become feudal. That's very much a future thing, though. That is absolutely not going to be a thing that happens soon. But we need technology more than anything at this point. More than land, more than vassals who are not jerks. We just need technology, and a lot of it. So our spouse is wanting to make some investments, and this is probably okay. Additional development growth? Do it. We have a 75% chance. Unfortunately, the deal fell through. But we can grab scientific, which is going to give us plus 20% cultural fascination progress, and we're absolutely going to take that. So when we go into Bobo at this point, we can now see that barracks is going to be done in about 24 years. But our fascination here should be a little bit higher than this, I would think. 20% progress. I believe we were at 30% before from the fascination. That said, we're getting this exposure from currency over here as well. That's going to be done in 14 years. Barracks, this tooltip may have just not updated. I don't know. That doesn't seem to have done much, according to the tooltip anyway. Well, we'll keep an eye on that. It may just make it so that the cultural fascination, ticks differently. I didn't expect it to change the base progress, but I expected it to change the fascination percentage. Maybe it did, and I just didn't notice it correctly. That is a possibility, but regardless, we want to get that technology. And that would mean, of course, attacking Noop here. We have the de jure claims here. This would be 2 separate wars. What if we just offered him vassalage? Minus 43 right now. So he's not super into that. We should be truced here, although we aren't, which is interesting. And we're probably just going to seize this de jure county, and let's just get both of these wars going simultaneously. We're just going to conquer these, or rather get these de jure counties done here. De jure county. There we go. That'll be fine, and we're going to drop our rally point. Here we'll raise all of our forces. We'll split them in half, and we'll just hit both of these simultaneously. This won't be a problem. Excellent. So our army is, of course, very strong for this time period. Like, incredibly, incredibly strong. Oh, by the way, at the very tail end of last episode, you may have already clicked off the episode, but at the very tail end, we noticed that we could go up to size 9 of the Guinean Uplanders, and we did it. So, if you missed that, now I've documented it. Fantastic. So, there's a hybrid culture that has been formed. That's okay. And we're just going to get this done. I do want to leave behind besiegers, and we're going to send these lads on up over here. We'll leave behind besiegers here as well, and we'll bring these guys over, because I'd like to get these battles completed. So we're going to head on over, and these lads will arrive soon enough. We're pregnant again, which may be a bad thing if this is a male child. We'll see what ends up happening with that. But that could definitely make our succession more awkward. That's for sure. So we did, in fact, get ourselves a very, very solid stack wipe there. I think that we should head down this direction. Oh, no, be grouped together. Head down this direction because we're going to need more war score. So we're going to do that. And we're just going to head down and attack Igboland. Now, I don't think that this is actually going to net us 100% war score on the war that we're at 50 right now. So that's a potential concern. Yeah, that put us at 76. Okay, I'm not super shocked about that. But let's get this siege going. Let's just wrap up one of these wars and then the other. So this siege will be done in 6 months, and this siege will be done in 4. So that seems absolutely fine. We don't see their forces around. Wait, we lost a siege up here? Fascinating. Okay, I'm going to split off our quality troops. So that'll be all of our knights and all of our men-at-arms. I also accidentally grabbed some levies there. Let's move them back. Okay, we're going to select this army, and they are going to head up northward here. I want them to come this direction, although that pathing is awkward. No doubt about that. Cool. So they've decided to siege here, and that means that we can just make our way up, and we're going to take some attrition here. I'm okay with that. That'll be reasonably fine. Fantastic. Okay, so this siege is now over. We're going to send this force over to take their capital. And these guys are on their way up. This war will be over very, very shortly. No, it's this war. Okay, that's going to be a little bit more awkward then. Well, I'm going to move these guys up here regardless. That's absolutely fine. So we need to get up and disrupt this siege, right? I'm not sure we get there in time. We do not. That's okay. We do want to eliminate them. Wow, they're moving quick. Okay, so we're going to have a hard time getting them. This is actually fighting over here, which is perfect. And we don't mind that at all. We'll lose 11 stress here, and let's wrap up one of these wars. There we go. And enforce those demands. There we go. And then these guys are going to be retreating probably to their capital, so we'll just head right on up there. That'll be absolutely fine. What is this alliance? The High Queen of Mali is us. This is the King of Zhen. You know what? I allow that. That's absolutely fine that he is forming an alliance with us. So we've got ticking war score here, but we've also... Oh, hello. He actually stopped here. Remarkable. I thought that he was going to retreat to his capital. But sure. We're going to end the war as soon as we get his capital, which is right now. So let's enforce those demands, and that cleans up that little bit of border gore that was out here. As expected, this got cleaned up. Perfect. So that looks absolutely fine for right now. We can promote a legend. We don't have the level of devotion to make the custodian of the holy site for ourselves. And that's okay. I want to check in on our development at Kong North. This is currently at 11 and 79 out of 100, going up by 2 per month. Okay. Well, we can get 150 prestige here, and that is indeed exactly what we got. We are now known as Strong Arm, and this is an acceptable ransom. This is also an acceptable ransom, so that'll be absolutely fine there. No problem whatsoever. What we really need, though, as I said, is technology. Let's check in on this real quick. 22 years until barracks, and 12 years until currency. Okay. We don't need to sway this guy anymore, so we're going to stop that. He is, of course, no longer our regent, so we don't need to worry about that. We can stop that. No problem whatsoever. Down this direction, we'll have to fight Noop and Igboland again. We'll also need to fight Houseland, and I would absolutely love to do something different here. For example, I'd love to find a claimant. Minus 25 reasons. This is the guy we tried before. He's at minus 15 reasons. And they're just not into any of this. They're not having any of it. Hang on. This lady is our prisoner. So we don't technically know if we can press a female claim or not. We're a female ruler, and that might change things. But I want to pay to recruit her and demand her conversion as well. So that'll be fine. The gift of our company is bright enough. Thank you very much. Okay, so she is now our courtier, and she is a claimant over Houseland. So the question is, can we actually press her claim? Yes, we can. Beautiful. That is fantastic. That's excellent to know. Now the question is, can we press this because we are ourselves a female ruler, or can we press this because of something innate in our culture? I'm not 100% sure on that. We'll have to test it again when we're a male ruler. But this works great, and we are going to press this claim absolutely. So we want to push in towards their capital as quickly as we can. We're going to raise up our forces right here, and they're going to go straight on in here. Yeah, enemy allies are going to join the war, but that's absolutely fine. We don't have any problem whatsoever with that, and we're just going to station besiegers on the way through. I do see that they have some units here, and that this is a plague. The House of Sweats. Okay. So that's, you know, not necessarily ideal. This army here is a little bit awkward for us with its positioning. For the moment, let's station besiegers here, and let's see about going and eliminating. So this is their entire army. We're going to be walking through the sick area, which isn't necessarily ideal. And apparently our husband has typhus. We'll send for a physician, and who shows up here? Good aptitude? Good aptitude? Okay, so 70 gold or 135 gold for good aptitude. This is going to also cost us some piety, but I'm okay with that. Beautiful. So we're going to try to chase these guys down. Be cautious, and that's a successful treatment. Excellent. So we're going to be able to definitely get that. There's a successor to the Scorpion of Kong North. He gained the Archer attribute. Okay, so that means that, in theory, once he ranks up, I believe, let's check in on our champions here. So the Scorpion of Kong North here, he has Valiant, which is still the same as it always was. That's going to boost up our army damage once he ranks up. But he also has Archer, which is going to increase the max size of our Archer regiments. So that's absolutely great. We're very, very pleased about that. We could seek a worthy accolade successor, and I'm going to do that. And that looks good. We're going to stack wipe this army very easily. And this siege, I would like to have a siege commander in. We would have to pay to recruit one? Okay, I guess that's fine. So we'll pay to recruit that guy, and now we're going to walk over to here. I'm hoping by the time we get there that we won't take this attrition. That would be ideal. And the House of Sweats are definitely spreading up over here. I don't expect this to make its way all the way to our kingdom. Although with our armies up here, that could be potentially problematic. Okay, I was hoping that this would be completed by now, but unfortunately it is not completed. That's okay. But yeah, we're definitely taking extra attrition up in this area, which is expected. We just got an accolade successor, and this guy can be our marshal. So the accolade successor... Hang on. Most expert of the Melspears is actually inactive now. Noted. So the successor here would be Pei, skill 8. So that would be this guy. We'll force him, and we are going to change the wait, our husband can be this as well? Okay. Well, we'll put Pei in here. That'll be fine. There'll be a loss of glory, but that's understood. And that, of course, drops down our Guinean Uplanders, which is expected, and our pikemen are dropped down as well. But we can boost up the size of our bowmen at this point. And being over max, there's no penalty for it. You just can't do it unless you were previously able to do it when you upgraded it. So that's absolutely great. I also want to restore accolades here. So we'll get going on that. Cool. I'm going to split this force in half, and we're going to head on up over here. Okay, so there's the acclaimed champion candidate, and we're going to restore accolades. Inactive accolades, appoint, and Demba. Cool. So there we go. That is now back, and this is looking good. We have a lot more archers now, which is always great. Cool. So at 41% war score at this time, mostly due to battles. That's understood. We do need a new spy master. That will be that guy, but that was actually our marshal. Do we have a better marshal? Yes. Demba. So that'll work. Cool. So these sieges are looking pretty decent. Our court amenity setting was apparently invalidated, and let's see what's going on with that. I feel like it shouldn't be. No, it's fine. It's the same thing it was. Okay. That's absolutely okay. No problem whatsoever. We have a learning perk available, and that basically means we can go for anatomical studies, we can go for faithful, we can go for plant cultivation, which is almost certainly what we're going to do, or we can go for pedagogy. And yeah, let's go for plant cultivation. That would be absolutely great to get even more development in our capital. We're currently up to 12. We hit our cap at 20 currently. So that is definitely understood. Definitely understood. I want to take a look at what things are doing over here. So we can see now we're up to 0.08 from the average development of Bobo counties. So this is definitely having an effect. It's just not a huge effect. 21 years on barracks and 10 years on currency. Noted. So that's absolutely fine. We're currently sitting at 41% war score here. Ooh, we just got a huge bump here. That's great. We're going to head in and get their capital. We're at 52% now. Each of these is about 10%. Their capital will be likely about 20. So that's okay. We could cull the sheep here. And yeah, that's what we're going to do. We might have a disastrous cull, which wouldn't be great, but we'll see what happens with that. And these guys can head up to Katsina and just start up a siege there. Between these two, this will be another roughly 30% war score. Okay. So there's bad air over Dendi due to the House of Sweats. And we could send some gold in order to cultivate a vast field of flowers to make it smell better. It's probably a waste of gold, but we're going to gain the prestige from it. We don't actually care about gold at this time. Prestige is far more valuable to us. So that sounds good. It's mostly converting it over, and we would have lost legitimacy if we had done nothing as well, so we wouldn't have preferred that, that's for sure. So Houseland is going to fall eventually. We might complete it from sieging their capital, but probably not. And we died. Okay. And we did have a brother. This is really awkward. So we were poisoned, which isn't necessarily shocking. We died at 23. Okay. Well, the good news is... Oh, wow. All we have is Kong North from our holdings? I guess that is technically part of Guinea. So we should probably change our primary nation over to Guinea. Okay, we need to finish up our Houseland War. Definitely. And we got an achievement unlocked. I made this. Indeed. So we have a dangerous faction here. This is a disillusion faction, and we need to get out of this war ASAP. That is for sure. This war needs to exit. So we're 30 days away here. We do need to put in a chancellor. That'll be you. A steward. That'll be you. A spy master. That'll be you. Oh, that was the same guy. Okay, so the spy master is going to end up being you. Our father/regent. That's okay. Our father is self-interested at this time. Noted. We should have an education focus on learning. Okay. So that'll be fine. This siege is now over, and we're going to walk back over this way. What are we at here? Yeah, our men-at-arms are fine, so that's not a concern. We wrap up this siege. That only puts us at 83, because these guys sieged this back. Very rude. We're going to walk over and fight them, if we can, or siege it back if we can't. Yeah, them sieging this definitely cost us ending this war there. So this disillusion faction is a problem. This is the King of Takrur and the King of Songhai. Noted. It's only those two kings at this moment. What are they upset about? Just general upset things. They're both zealous. Okay. So we have 2 months left on this siege, and we need to get this siege done as quickly as possible. We need to exit this war, and we need to do it now. We need to get Guinea back under our control. And we should make that be our primary title, to be honest. Guinea should be our primary title. I did not expect to die there at age 23. But to be honest, that's kind of the way that Crusader Kings is going, where you're just dying younger and younger all the time. Like, as they continue to develop CK3, you just... there's more and more ways to die, and that makes it more likely that you die, it feels like. So we're going to head on over here, and we're looking to fight these guys. We're only at 31% Battle War score, and this will likely end the war. Beautiful. So the war is over, we enforce those demands, and disband our troops. So Houseland is now under our control. The next thing that we're concerned about is this Disillusion faction. So these guys are a problem. No doubt about it. We're not going to be able to imprison them, of course. I'm going to demand their conversion. It can't hurt. Maybe they convert, but the chances on that are low. He would do it for a hook. I'm going to give him a hook, to be honest. This guy would do it for 50 gold. I'm going to give him that. Excellent. So now they're both still very angry, but they're less angry. They want to. This guy wants a seat on the council. This guy is upset because of short reign, offensive war, strong vassal, below legitimacy expectations. Okay, that's noted. We can negotiate an alliance with Guinea, but I don't want to do that. I want to attack Guinea. They're currently raiding us out over here. We can raise up just our men-at-arms and head in and stop them here. So here's a disillusion demand. We will not be threatened. And where is this at? Okay, out over here. The war leader is this guy. Noted. Okay, I'm going to raise up our forces. We'll need a new chancellor. I'm going to raise up our forces over in our capital for the time being. Holding our capital is the most important thing right now. I'm going to fight this Guinean force, and then we're going to walk these guys over. We need to eliminate Guinea. Well, we need to get this war over with, and then eliminate Guinea is what we need. Okay. So how many troops do they actually have? 8K? In theory, we have sufficient to handle that with mercenaries. So I'm going to hire in this unit and just that unit for now. Okay, we're going to... We don't have any unraised soldiers available right now. We're going to need to make our way in, and ticking war score will be on our side here. Okay. Someone should do something indeed. Okay, so we're going to group up here, and that puts us at about 5k troops to their 8k. But our troops are much higher quality. So they're going to be sieging out over here. That's probably not a concern. The main problem right now is that I would much rather be attacking Guinea than dealing with this Disillusion faction. That's the core issue at this moment. But we don't really have a choice. So I'm going to station besiegers here. And we're going to pull these guys back a little bit in order to not be taking attrition. What I want right now is these guys to be a little bit more accessible for us. Okay. So for the moment, it's just going to be something like this. We're going to let this happen. All we need to do is get some amount of ticking war score and maybe this siege, and we should be okay. And they know that. They are walking towards us. This is what we want. We're kind of baiting them to come this way. So I'm going to drop a rally point up here. We're going to raise up any additional troops that we have available, which will be a few. And I'm just letting him walk this way for the time being. We're going to get this siege completed. What else do we have available here? Well, we could call in our house member of Guinea. That's interesting. I'm going to call him in. We don't have to ally him. Okay, so he joins, and he joins on our side, but his forces aren't very powerful, and we don't expect much from him other than maybe to be a little bit of a distraction. Now, what I want to look at is what do these guys have for men-at-arms? They have pikemen, they have archers, they have light footmen. We counter all of these except for potentially the light footmen, who are countered by their skirmishers, which are countered by, I believe, kind of nothing. What are skirmishers countered by? Hang on. So we've got bowmen. Those counter skirmishers. Okay, so we should be fine on that front. The light horsemen counter their archers. Their pikemen are not countered because we don't have heavy infantry. So heavy infantry here from mercenaries would be pretty ideal. So someone like these guys. So I'm going to hire them. We're going to group our forces together. And then we're going to walk up over here. Now, they started up a siege over here. That's very interesting. We can choose to fight them in these drylands or in these drylands where we're going to be the defender. There aren't any actual buildings there. So I think we're going to fight them here. And this should be pretty free. Yeah, easy peasy. Excellent. So they can't win this. This war is over. They just don't know it yet. So we're at 22% war score from that. And I would say that we should go on the offensive after that and go attack Gao. Or even better, out over here. But unfortunately, that's a really long ways away for us. And there's all of this happening. So we probably instead want to just grab ourselves another siege out over this way. And that's exactly what we're going to do. So we're going to hop up over here. We're going to station some besiegers here. There we go. And then we're going to walk away from that. I want these guys to make sure that they have a siege commander, and they do. So that's good. And we're going to not be taking up attrition over here. So I'd like to have these guys be sitting here and here to not be taking attrition. Now, I see these guys have turned around. We'll keep an eye on that. These guys are sieging here. Beautiful. Okay, we're going to group back together. He's crossing the river. We're going to walk up into Doduku, which this guy is actually loyal to us, so that's good. And we're just going to make our way up over here and try to fight these guys. We may be able to stack wipe them if we can catch them here. They're trying to group together. Man, they're a little too fast. Okay, we're not currently taking attrition up here, though. We should be able to fight them even here. So I'm okay with that. This siege is going to end fairly soon. We're at 33% war score. Ticking war score is ours. We are going to be the defender here with defensive buildings. So this is just free. We win this battle decisively. Beautiful. Okay, from here we could head down this way, and these guys can continue to siege. We're now at 61% war score. Beautiful. And that is looking absolutely fine. Now, of course, we're going to betray our brother after this, and we're going to take over Guinea. He's got some problems, and I would want to do that sooner rather than later, but we have to handle this disillusion war first, right? We have no choice. We absolutely have to. So we're going to get these sieges done. Each of these is worth about 5%. So we've got 4 months here and 4 months here. That's noted. These guys are both coming back this way again. Are we at 50% battle war score yet? We are not. Noted. So we've got 3 months here. I'm going to station besiegers here. And I want to head out over this way for the time being. And cut these guys off a little bit. I'm betting that they're trying to come down this way. We did just finish this up. So we're going to come down here, and I'm going to have these guys attempt to hold them in place until such a time as our other force arrives. Beautiful. And then we're at 81% war score. Yeah, these guys are a little bit sacrificial, but that's okay. We arrived in time, and here we go. Beautiful. That does apparently end the war. So we can enforce those demands. Sounds great. We have to wait for them to accept because they're not at 100, but there we go. Okay, so that gives us a bunch of legitimacy, and now there's Guinea here. Oh, he's losing his own disillusion war. Okay. We need to do this and we need to do it now. But it's probably too late. So that's going to be interesting to put together. No doubt about that. We're going to raise all of our troops here. The disillusion wars are a big problem. No doubt about that. But we'll see what ends up happening next time. This might be a fairly significant setback for us. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamer, Shadow Wolf, Kintogan, Ali Lee, Upper Cumberland Gamers, Nick Smarty, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, Soccerman12 UK, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time, where we'll see how this goes, but I expect this war to end inconclusively, and things could get awkward after that. Remaking the Empire could be interesting.